Paul Rogers, farm in North Queensland in Proserpine, sugarcane farmer and contract services operator. So we have about 300 hectares of sugarcane here. That'll grow roughly about 25,000 tonne per annum. Sugarcane's a 5-year crop, or really a 6-year rotation. We plant about 15 to 20% of our farming area every year. So in 12 months after it's planted, it'll look a little bit like that, maybe a little bit bigger, and we'll harvest about 100 tonne of the hectare off that. The harvester goes in, cuts the cane off at ground level, and it's fertilised, there's herbicide applied, and in 12 months time we grow it again. But after about 5 crops, 1 plant crop and what we call 4 return crops, its yield is dropping about 10% a year. The standard practice for fertilisation of a cane crop it's probably a little bit different to most in that it's a 12-month crop. The crop grows pretty big, so at sort of 6 months of age you can't get back on it. We don't use trickle irrigation or things like that. It's all furrow irrigation or overhead gun application or booms. It gets for 1 application, generally speaking, a year, up to like 650 kilograms of a mixed NPK fertiliser that's drilled into that, what we call the stool, into the row of cane, and it's buried about 10 to 15 centimetres under the ground. Farmers in this part of the world are under the environmental pressure to try and stop runoff to the Great Barrier Reef. So we're coming under scrutiny on our rates of application and methods of application. Our idea is, instead of putting 100% on up front when there's no root system there, once we harvest that cane, the root's got to regenerate. So ideally we'd leave it till the crop was, a foot tall. The roots under the ground will be a foot long. Put our basal amount, maybe 50% of our fertiliser down then. It'll get irrigated pretty soon because we're in our dry season then. Once we've got 2 foot of cane, do we go back in then with smaller amounts by foliar application? And that's what we think with the Tow and Fert might give us a cost-effective method to do that, where we can dissolve the granular fertiliser and then apply it by foliar. So, moving forward, we think the Tow and Fert for us will certainly help us split the applications. So we see it giving us more flexibility, give us more fertiliser use efficiency. We get told regularly that when our industry is not very efficient with our fertiliser methods, down to 30% efficiency. We'd like to not keep fight that, but go with that and go with applications based on crop uptake. So we know that as the crop gets bigger and it's into its grand growth phase, that's when it really wants the N and the potassium especially. So we'd like to split our applications and put it on foliar. We know that it's quite efficient. We just we need to get in and use this and achieve what it set out to do.